It's amazing once more to have you join us on TMI. Well, quickly, we have to look at the brass tack for today, where we're going to be treating political parties and governance. And without wasting much time discussing this very vital, sensitive topic with us, I have at my immediate left a political economist, and he is Ibrahim Momo. Thanks for joining me, Ibrahim.
Good morning, distinguished viewers. Good morning, Philip. It's a pleasure to be here.
And next to him is a public affairs analyst and a social media influencer. He is Aubrey Joe Marere. Thanks for coming.
It's my pleasure to be here.
All right, very quickly, we'll look at what is happening in Nigeria, for instance, the political parties, and we understand, as it always is, that political parties have to feed candidates, and into elections and for the purpose of having a government on. But we have in different strata where political parties come with ideologies, like we have in the US, the country we mimic in terms of their system of government, and the Republican Party, for instance, being conservative in nature, and of course the Democrats being liberal and also favor the labor unions in their policies and programs. Now, what do you make of the Nigerian experience as per the political parties, and how is it working in terms of bringing development in governance? Ibrahim.
Well, very interesting. It is my very humble opinion that in Nigeria we do not have political parties. And you have hit at one of the key points there. The first thing is that political parties primarily are ideology. They have what they stand for. If you ask, what those contraptions in Nigeria, right, it's PDP, APC, ABGA, Labour, ADP, ADC, Zenith Labour Party, whatever. What is their stand on immigration? What is are they anti or pro immigration? What is their stand on education? Are they pro public sector funded education, or are they pro private sector funded education? What is their stand when it comes to workers' welfare? Are they pro private business, pro public, or are they pro big government? What is their stand? We go around. What about economic stand? What are their stance on the economy? What is their stance on health? Are they pro health insurance, or are they private funded health services? These are issues that, so the first is ideology. The second point about political parties is funding. How are they funded? Political parties are funded. You see that, for example, in the US or in the UK, another more advanced democracy, monthly, when there are campaigns, every month they are declaring how much has come in terms of donations, in terms of membership subscription. In Nigeria, how are parties funded? It's only those in government that are viral. You see, for example, the APC, 27 persons buying 100 million naira fund. That's how parties are raising money in Nigeria. The PDP sold their own for 47 million, I think. That's how parties are raising monies. Whereas it is the members that should form political parties. And then when you talk about, how are they formed? In Nigeria, these things you are calling parties were formed by few individuals. In the PDP, we have the G37, I think, came together and formed PDP. Okay. In the APC, it is less than, I think, about 11 persons that formed the APC. The APC, that is an amalgamation of different political parties, the CPC, the ACN, a faction of ABGA, and of course, ANPP, that formed the board. The people who actually met to agree to form the APC were about 11 persons. So it is a top-bottom approach, whereas parties, ideally, are members with similar ideology come together. Okay. So,
all right, now talking about
Nigeria experience, we don't have political parties. That's just the truth.
Talking about ideology, as a social media influencer, can we now say that the social media has a way of influencing the ideology of the people towards a political party system?
The social media today is the largest community as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
But unfortunately, we have those who have access, to the social media, that have access to those information that can, be seen as those involved in that. But coming to the issue of political ideology, I want to align with Ibrahim. We don't really have political parties as such. We have association of cabals in Nigeria.
Well, that's actually your personal opinion.
Yes.
Okay.
Association of cabals in Nigeria, because if you look at the structure of the political parties that we have today, what is the provision for youth involvement, women, all this set of all this class of people in the society that are relied upon to win any election in this country are excluded in terms of being involved in decision making at the political party level. Okay? So you see that another way that these people have been excluded is the way the amount of money they put into nomination forms. That alone excludes the ordinary man
from being.
So you will agree with me that it is an association of cabals, not a. It's supposed to be a movement that involves everybody right from the grassroots. That is, ordinary person in the street should be able to obtain a nomination form and be voted for. Okay, so that ideology is no longer there. Thank God that APC came on board to take over, at the federal levels. If not, we would have been thinking that PDP is the only force politically that we have in terms of political party arrangements. But when APC came on board, we thought that they were going to do something different, but it became a worse political party because there is no ideology that is driving them.
You can't say that. But let's look at, both of you have already said that there seem not to be political parties, though we have them physically structured. But let's look at how the electorate can make sense out of it, because we just had the Ekiti election, and then we're going to be having the bigger one in 2023. In spite of these loopholes that we have in the political system, what should the electorate do to make sure we have a rival government coming next year?
Okay, well, for me, I think that in every election, in every political process or system, there are a couple of stakeholders. There is the electoral umpire, in this case, INEC. There are political parties, the vehicle for which people are staying in power. There are politicians, those who are aspirants or contestants or candidates. And there are, indeed, civil society, the media. These are all stakeholders in the electoral process. But the critical stakeholder is the electorate. If the electorates don't come out to vote, there are no elections. In fact, you create elections because you say, okay, Anambra was a mayor because only 10.5% of the voters. That's not representative. It is the critical stakeholder, but the challenge is that those stakeholders don't know themselves, don't know their value, don't know who they are. And that is why I think that, I think on that point, me and Obre used to agree, off camera, we'll do that point that if our people come out to vote, not just social media run, not the noise making we are seeing, not just the complaining for 4 years. When it is time to vote, if our people come out to vote, politicians will sit up.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, your final lap on this.
Okay. 2023, I am seeing the emergence of a third force.
Okay.
With what I'm seeing today, because even if you go to the grassroots, those in the community, they are tired of the two main political parties that we have today. So they want to try a third option.
Okay,
and I believe in 2023.
Talking about
that's your personal opinion, though.
Talking about a third force.
That's your personal opinion.
Ibrahim, I'm talking about a third force. With the way the youth are now going, do you see a possible difference in the forthcoming elections?
Well, I am happy and motivated and interested. I like what I see with the social media agitation.
Okay.
I like what I see.
Okay.
But the reality is that we need to push that motivation to election day.
All right. Thank you so much has been said, but we're going to be expanding the frontiers of this discussion in our subsequent editions. Well, it's still TMI. Do stay with us.